Just into the newsroom, FBI Director Kash Patel targeted by Iranian-backed hackers. The Department of Justice confirming that Patel's emails and photos have been published online by the Handala hack team, an Iranian-linked group known for cyber attacks against
There are reports that Iran-linked hackers have breached the email account of the FBI Director Kash Patel. A U.S. government official said the material appeared to be authentic.
On February 20th, 2025, Kash Patel was confirmed as FBI Director by a single vote, granting him daily access to America's most classified intelligence. But when Iranian state-linked hackers came for him, they did not penetrate FBI systems. They opened his personal Gmail. Dormant credentials, harvested years earlier, were weaponized at the precise moment of maximum political damage, using a technique that defeated every standard security measure protecting that inbox. Kash Patel's appointment as FBI Director on February 20th, 2025 came with a single vote margin and a burden unlike any other: daily briefings on the nation's deepest secrets, including ongoing Iranian cyber operations. The expectation was airtight security, government networks, encrypted communication, every protocol enforced. But a single overlooked gap remained. Patel's personal Gmail account, created years before his Senate confirmation, sat outside the FBI's digital perimeter. It ran on consumer-grade protections, not the hardened defenses of federal infrastructure. Despite his clearance, Patel's inbox was protected by the same login process as millions of ordinary Americans. The contradiction is stark. Here was a man trusted with classified threat assessments, the names of covert operatives, and the details of active investigations. Yet his private correspondence, travel records, and informal contacts all lived in a free webmail account. Senate records confirm Patel received daily intelligence briefings from the moment he took office. Yet those briefings could not shield him from a threat that arrived through a forgotten password and a phishing link. The breach did not require breaking into the FBI. It required only patience, a stolen credential, and the knowledge that even the most security-briefed official is vulnerable where personal and professional lives intersect. Handala calls itself a pro-Palestinian hacktivist team, but security analysts trace its roots much deeper. The group first appeared in December 2023, announcing small-scale breaches and posting manifestos on Telegram. Publicly, Handala frames its actions as digital resistance, but threat intelligence firms like Checkpoint Research have documented a consistent pattern: the same infrastructure, the same tools, and the same targets as Iranian state operations. Checkpoint Research assigns the codename Void Manticore to the group, and their technical brief links Handala's campaigns to Iran's Ministry of Intelligence and Security. U.S. indictments echo this, naming MOIS as the true force behind the facade. The group's own propaganda leans into the mythology, declaring that Handala has emerged from the fire of terror, each time stronger. This dual identity, hacktivist on the surface and state-backed underneath, gives Handala both plausible deniability and strategic reach. Independent researchers have noted that Handala's attacks escalate in lockstep with Iranian geopolitical tensions, and their targets often mirror Tehran's priorities. The evidence, from domain registrations to command and control overlap, points to a front group operating with official blessing. As the FBI and Checkpoint Research both note, Handala is not just a band of activists. It is the digital arm of a hostile intelligence service, cloaked in the language of resistance. On March 11, 2026, Striker Corporation's global operations ground to a halt. The company, a leader in medical devices, found more than 200,000 computers and mobile devices wiped in a single coordinated strike. The attackers did not use ransomware or custom malware. Instead, they turned Striker's own Microsoft Intune management platform against it. With a few clicks, legitimate admin controls became a global kill switch. Factories stopped. Offices went dark in 79 countries. The company's emergency filing to the Securities and Exchange Commission said there had been a severe global disruption to its Microsoft environment and a loss of control over more than 200,000 managed endpoints worldwide. Within hours, Striker's stock price plunged 9%, erasing billions in value overnight. Markets responded not just to lost productivity, but to the unsettling proof that trusted cloud tools could be hijacked and weaponized at scale. A Striker representative later described the event as an attack that rewrote every rule we thought we understood about digital risk. Handala took credit, posting on Telegram that Striker's collapse was only the beginning. The message was clear. Iranian-backed actors could reach into the heart of Western industry and inflict real, measurable harm. For United States officials, the Striker incident was a wake-up call. The same adversaries behind this attack were now probing the personal lives and inboxes of the country's most security-briefed leaders. On March 19, 2026, federal agents executed a coordinated takedown of 4 domains tied to Handala's infrastructure. The Department of Justice announced the operation in a press release, naming the seized sites as key channels for command and control and data exfiltration. The move was not just symbolic. Technical affidavits filed in the U.S. District Court traced these domains directly to Iranian state servers, linking them to the Striker attack and ongoing espionage campaigns. At a briefing that afternoon, FBI Director Kash Patel addressed reporters with a rare note of satisfaction. He said, "We took down 4 of their operations pillars, and we're not done." The message was clear. This was an offensive strike, aimed at disrupting the machinery behind Iran's most aggressive cyber front. But the response was almost immediate. Within hours, Handala's Telegram channel declared that Handala has emerged from the fire of terror, each time stronger. The group's sites reappeared under new names by the next morning, taunting U.S. agencies and signaling that the confrontation had only just begun. At midnight on March 27, 2026, Handala detonated its warning shot. The group uploaded a 2-gigabyte archive labeled Leak Package 001 to a public Dropbox. It contained hundreds of emails, personal photos, and years of private correspondence, all traced to the FBI director's own Gmail. Within minutes, journalists confirmed the sender address matched Kash Patel's private account. By dawn, screenshots of Patel in an antique convertible and personal travel records circled the globe, each stamped with a telegram banner that said, Patel would now find his name among the list of successfully hacked victims. The group's Telegram feed pulsed with defiance. Handala said it had emerged from the fire of terror, each time stronger. Their message was simple. No government firewall could protect what lived outside official systems. U.S. agencies scrambled to contain the fallout, but the breach had already gone viral. For Handala, this was payback, a direct answer to the FBI takedown of their domains. The public leak was not just a humiliation. It was a declaration that the digital front line runs through the unguarded corners of personal life. Forensic analysts traced the breach to a method called adversary in the middle, or AITM phishing. The attackers did not just steal a password. They set up a proxy server that intercepted Kash Patel's login in real time. When Patel entered his credentials, on what looked like a standard Google page. The proxy relayed his information to Google, captured the Multi-Factor Authentication Session Token, and replayed it instantly. This token, meant to prove a genuine login, gave them full mailbox access without triggering new security alerts. The harvested session token was not used right away. Instead, it sat dormant for months, a digital skeleton key waiting for the right moment. Forensic review of the Gmail account's activity logs revealed that the attackers created a mail forwarding rule that funneled every message to an external address. The evidence showed OAuth access was granted through a replayed token, bypassing even the most advanced consumer protections. Header reconstruction matched the attack to open-source AITM tools previously linked to Iranian campaigns. The breach was not a brute force attack. It was a precise exploitation of the gap between user convenience and security, one that even multi-factor authentication could not close when the attacker stood invisibly in the middle. District 4 Labs analysts counted more than 320 emails in the leaked archive, each traced to Kash Patel's private Gmail address. The messages span from 2012 through 2019, covering travel itineraries, lease negotiations, and personal correspondence, none classified but all genuine. Verification teams used header metadata and cross-checked message hashes against dark web breach records, confirming the dump matched earlier exposures flagged in 2023. The FBI in its internal advisory called the cache historical in nature, but noted the sheer volume, hundreds of messages, dozens of contact names, and years of digital footprints now exposed. Every email, every saved contact expands the attack surface, turning a forgotten inbox into a map of relationships and routines. Every relationship mapped in an email archive can become a weapon in the wrong hands. When attackers gain access to years of correspondence, they do not just see messages, they see a blueprint of trust, routine, and influence. The exposure of Kash Patel's contacts and informal exchanges mirrors earlier breaches with far-reaching consequences. In 2016, John Podesta's compromised Gmail account enabled targeted phishing that reached deep into the Democratic National Committee. In 2015, the leak of Central Intelligence Agency Director John Brennan's AOL emails revealed the personal networks of senior officials, opening doors for further infiltration. These cases show how old emails, even without classified content, offer adversaries a network to exploit, names, schedules, and connections that can be used for tailored social engineering, credential stuffing, or even blackmail. For attackers like Handala, every outdated address book and forgotten thread is a new opportunity, not just a snapshot of the past. The State Department put $10 million on the table as a reward for information leading to Handala operators. The Department of Justice unsealed indictments against Iranian nationals, naming the Ministry of Intelligence as the force behind the breach. The FBI advisory to federal employees did not mince words. Only hardware security keys, physical devices, not phone-based codes, could stop adversary in the middle attacks like the one that compromised Patel. Agencies rushed to enroll senior officials in hardware key programs and called for regular audits of personal accounts, but the reality was harder to fix. Former federal cyber officials warned that existing mobile device management tools and vendor controls still leave gaps outside government networks. One official warned, "We can't patch what we can't see." The push for executive account protection programs gained momentum, but the breach exposed a simple truth. Even the strongest official policies can't close every door left open by personal digital habits. This breach didn't exploit classified systems. It exploited the spaces we call private. Old emails, dormant credentials, and session token hijacking now pose national threats. Handala has vowed that they emerged from the fire of terror, each time stronger. Only hardware keys resist. Our digital shadows outlast our vigilance. What will we forget next?